Hi Kawan, welcome to EDCReady. Today we are doing a full disassembly and maintenance of this knife. Now, I have tried to disassemble this knife before. You can check out the first video, it was an epic fail. I had to take it to my friend who is like a mechanical wizard, and he managed to help me take this knife apart and figure out why it works the way it works. And the reason why I could not put it back together, in fact, I will open up this knife and show it to you. Okay. So the great thing about all the external screws right here is T8. It's something that Civivi likes to do, which I really appreciate, because all the screws on the outside are the same size, and then they are a good size, which is T8. I've had another Civivi, the Civivi McKenna. Really love that knife. Would have kept that knife if it was in a stainless steel like a 9CR or a 154cm. But it is a D2 steel. I don't really want to deal with the possibility of it rusting or the stress of it rusting. So I sold that guy. If they come up with a 154cm one, which they already have in the regular G10 one, I will buy it. So the scale, it looks like it's two pieces because it is two pieces, but it comes out in one piece. You have the G10 back here, and then you have the CF up front here. Now, the screws on the inside are T6, and these screws are a nightmare to put back together. They're really tiny, and then they just don't want to grip properly sometimes, and then they just jump out of their socket. Just an annoying screw to work with. You guys will see that later as I fumble. Okay, so that is coming out. Now, what happens next is that there's a lot of spring tension because of the spring in the back here. So to actually take this guy apart, I'm going to need to use this little flat head right here, and then just cover it to protect it, and then from here just try to pop it out like so. There we go. Just twist, and then here that popped out, this is the stop pin which goes in here like that, which goes in that little hole and then jumps through that hole. Alright, so here we have the whole knife. The problem with it is the reason why I can't get all these in at the same time, there's always got to be one or two that's out of place, is because of this spring reacting to the, is this bar that's reacting to the pressure of this spring, and then it's kind of pushing these guys out of tolerance. Okay, because it's pushing it, it's going to go slightly off axis from where it needs to go, which is perfectly in here, which is why when you get it in here, it's not going to be aligned to this guy. Now, there's three ways to fix this issue. The first of which is to treat like an integral, which I'll show you guys how to do it now. The other way is that you want to maybe expand the holes here a little bit. That's the other option. I highly recommend you to not muck about with the knife so much and just treat it as it is instead of trying to modify it. But you know, that's something you might want to think about doing. However, once you do that, you might lose its tolerance, because it's meant to go in like that, and it's meant to hold its position, and its tolerance comes from the tension, according to my friend. So right now I have it in here, but it's not seating in here. So next up, what you want to do is you want to clean it. Just lift this bad boy up. Okay, what you can do here is you want to make sure that this spring bar doesn't hit the washer. So you want to lift this up, lift it up, and then make sure the washers come along with it, or you flick it out. And then just leave it like that. And then you clean up this guys. Okay. To prepare for this video, I did take it apart just to make sure I knew what I was doing. This is actually my third time doing this video, because the first two times didn't go about so smoothly, and I just want to make sure I give you guys some good videos. So subscribe if you haven't. Really appreciate that. Okay. Then just lift this up. You want to pop this guy out. Just pop it out. You clean out in there. Just use any kind of cloth, swash, whatever. I'm using a microfiber cloth. Okay, clean up all that. Clean up the pivot. Okay, so now this is where it gets interesting. Now, one thing I want to know is that, can this guy stay in here without it moving? Yeah, it can. Okay, so you want to keep that there. Oh no, you can't, because then you add that tension. Yeah, you do not want to have that tension in the system at all. Okay, so that is in there. Now we are going to start screwing it back into place, which will be a bit of a hassle. because these screws are really tiny and then sometimes they just don't want to seat in properly. So now it's in there. Okay, that one went in easily, but that is just the first part of many screws. When I say many, I only mean 6. It's not as bad. Okay, is that in? Yeah. Okay, that's in. There is no fight back from the screws, which means I'm not cross threading them, which is good. Okay, come on, get in there. So that little bit of lube on my fingers is kind of causing some kind of surface tension, which is making it stick to my fingers instead of what I want it to do, which is stick in its hole. If you're still watching this and you understand my frustration, please let me know down below, because this is truly frustrating at times. There we go. Alright, the boys are in. Okay, everything's screwed together. Now, this hole here goes all the way through and it's where the stop pin goes into. So just depress that and then try to make this guy go in all the way. And it's in. Okay, now, there's a little trick here which will help. You can depress this and then you use something to kind of like keep it depressed so that you can put all the pieces you need to into place. I've never done this successfully on camera before because it does take an extra hand sometimes. So let's just give this a go. Let's try it out. If this doesn't work, I'll just hold it down with my fingers, which can be really tiring. Okay, hold on. Maybe it'd be better if I depress it first and then tie this baby up, which is a lot more finicky than I thought it would be. When me and my friend did it, we had each other's hands to hold it down so that we can tie it. I'm gonna use my teeth. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So in the interest of time, I'm just gonna do the tough thing, which is just to depress this guy all by myself. So pivot goes in. That one's pretty straightforward. We are going to lube up the inside a little bit. Now this pivot has a tendency to fall out, so just be wary of that. Add a bit of lube there. Take one of these guys. Make sure the rough part is at the bottom because it spins around the blade. Okay, now using the little funnel here, I am gonna push this guy almost into position. Okay. What did I say about the pivot falling out? That is exactly what happens. Now the reason why it's not going to go in properly is because this spring, okay, is actually in the way of the path of the washer. So you want to depress that down. You're going to need quite a bit of finger strength here, and then push this guy through. Okay. So now what's happening is that the washer is not seated in properly. Okay, once it's seated in properly, it should just drop. And here we go again. Of all the knives I've gotten and taken apart, this is one of the most frustrating ones. Okay. Okay. Okay, come on. Okay, that is in. Okay, now with constant pressure, Let's just add a little bit more lube at the bottom there on the pivot where it's going to go around the blade. Okay, so right now I'm gonna lift this, adjust the blade, and then bam, okay, it goes through. That's good. It's really sore, but it's good. Okay, so next up, I'm gonna figure out which side this rotates on, which is, that is the rough side. So this side goes onto the blade. I'm gonna loop this side that goes onto the blade. Okay, so this is going to go partially there, and carefully I am going to use a little card, okay, and then just push this in just a little bit. Now I will need to lift this up. I will need to lift this up, there we go, to push that pivot out just a tiny bit so that there is room for that washer to go through. There we go. And this is how I take apart and put together most Benchmade axis lock, or most knives using an axis lock system. Okay, make sure that it's not in the way so I can push it through. There is a bit of resistance still. There we go. Okay, so the washer is still not seated properly. So the reason why it's not going in is because the washer is kind of in the way of the pivot. There we go. So now it's pretty much fully disassembled. Now there is one problem. There is a little ledge inside of this hole right here. So to make it not free spinning, so how we fix that is pretty simple. First of which is that we can actually start putting it together now. Take this T8. This is not the T8 bit. Okay. Take this T8. Stick that in there. Tighten that. Take that. Tighten that. Take that. Okay, nice deep screws, which are good. Civivi tends to make pretty good quality screws nowadays. Okay, so now what's gonna happen is, let's just close this for safety. So what's gonna happen is that now this is tight. It's gonna rotate the logo. Oh, that is not working. There we go. Okay, let's see if this works now. So it should. Now I gotta lift this. I gotta lift this up. So now that should rotate. No, that's not happening. Why is this not happening? Oh, okay. I think we just need a bit more space for it to spin. So which means I gotta take this guy out. Take this guy out. Take this guy out. Come on. Okay. Let's try that again. I'm gonna close up. What is that? Oh. I'm gonna close up this bad boy. Come on. Come on now, let's not have this be another half an hour long video. Okay. So now you should be able to, there we go, spin it around. See? Now it is spinning around. You just got to find the right orientation. Then it should go in all the way. There we go. Now it's perfectly flush. And that is what you want. So now it's seated properly. Okay. This guy goes out. Put this guy back in. Yeah. And just like that, with a few more adjustments and a few more screws, this knife is done. Almost there. Come on, last screw, last screw. How long is this video? 15 minutes. Not too bad, considering the first one was like half an hour long or something like that. Okay, so now we're just gonna test out the movement of the blade. It's a bit tight. It's very tight. So we're just gonna back this off just a little bit. Boom. A lot smoother. No blade play. And there we go. And that is how you disassemble and maintain a Civivi Rustic Gent. In this case, the Damascus one with the black G10 and a carbon fiber. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you guys forgive my fail of the first video, and thank you very much. Do check out my description down below. You're gonna find some links to my Patreon and my social media accounts. I got this guy from Outdoor Gears Malaysia. You can also check that out in the description down below. Okay guys, that is all from today. Thank you very much, and as always, stay ready.